Here's something strange. Two people can walk into the exact same room, face the exact same challenge, and walk out with completely different lives. Same opportunity, same obstacles. Most of us chalk it up to luck, talent, or timing. But what if I told you there's a hidden law at work? Something so fundamental that ancient philosophers knew it, modern neuroscientists are proving it, and you've probably felt it without realizing what it was. Today, we're talking about energy. It's not the kind you learned about in physics class, but the kind that shapes your reality every single day. And more specifically, why positivity isn't just feel-good nonsense, but an actual force that changes everything. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might never see your thoughts the same way again. Before we get started, check out the link in the description to download our ebook. Let's get clear on something right away. When I say energy, I'm not talking about calories or electricity or some mystical aura you can see with special glasses. I'm talking about the invisible current that runs through your interactions, your decisions, and your presence in the world. Think of it this way. You walk into a coffee shop. Someone behind the counter is radiating frustration, slamming cups, barely making eye contact. You feel it instantly, right? That tension, that heaviness. Now imagine someone else, genuinely warm, smiling not because they have to, but because they're present. You feel that too? Lighter? Different? That's energy. It's the quality of attention you bring, the emotional frequency you operate on, the lens through which you interpret everything that happens to you. Here's the thing, it's contagious. It ripples outward, shapes not just how you feel, but how others respond to you, and ultimately what you create in your life. This isn't a new idea. The Stoics understood this 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He wasn't talking about wishful thinking. He was pointing to something deeper, that your internal state, your energy, determines your experience of reality. In Eastern philosophy, this concept is everywhere. Buddhism talks about right intention and right mindfulness. The idea that the energy you cultivate internally manifests externally. Taoism speaks of wu wei, effortless action that flows when you're aligned with the natural order. In Hinduism, karma isn't just cosmic payback. It's about the energy you put into the world returning to you. Even Western metaphysics caught on. Spinoza argued that emotions aren't random. They're forces that either empower or diminish us. And Nietzsche, for all his darkness, understood that vitality, that life-affirming energy, was what separated those who thrived from those who merely survived. The thread running through all of this? Your inner world creates your outer world. The energy you embody isn't passive, it's creative. Now you might be thinking, okay, that sounds poetic, but where's the proof? Let's talk science. Neuroscience has shown us that your brain is plastic. It rewires itself based on what you focus on. When you consistently think negative thoughts, you strengthen neural pathways associated with fear, stress, and threat detection. Your brain literally becomes better at finding problems. You're training yourself to see the world as hostile. But when you practice positivity, not as denial, but as intentional focus, you activate different networks. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and problem solving, works better. You're more creative, more resilient. You recover from setbacks faster because your brain isn't stuck in a doom loop. Then there's the psychological research. Carol Dweck's work on growth mindset shows that people who believe they can improve, who approach challenges with positive energy, outperform those with fixed mindsets, even when they start with less talent. Barbara Fredrickson's broaden and build theory demonstrates that positive emotions literally expand your awareness. You see more options. You make better decisions. And here's the kicker. This affects your body too. Chronic negativity floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline. Your immune system weakens. Your heart takes a beating. Positivity, on the other hand, has been linked to lower inflammation, better cardiovascular health, and even longer lifespans. Your energy isn't just mental, it's biological. Let's make this concrete. Imagine two job seekers. Same qualifications, same market. One is bitter about their last job, anxious about rejection, walking into interviews already defeated. The other is genuinely curious, sees each interview as a conversation. It radiates confidence not because they're arrogant, but because they're focused on what they can offer. Who gets hired? It's almost always the second person. It's not because they're more skilled, but because their energy changes the dynamic. They make the interviewer feel good, they ask better questions, they're memorable, energy shifts outcomes, or think about relationships. You know that couple where one person is always waiting for the other shoe to drop, always suspicious, always bringing up past mistakes? That relationship is exhausting. Now think about couples where both people assume good intentions, focus on what's working, and approach conflict as a problem to solve together. Same challenges, maybe, but completely different trajectories. One spirals down, the other builds something lasting. Even in creativity, positivity is a force multiplier. Steve Jobs didn't invent everything Apple made, but his energy, that relentless belief that they could. Put a dent in the universe, attracted the right people, inspired bold ideas, and pushed through obstacles that would have stopped someone operating from a place of fear or scarcity. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Isn't this just toxic positivity? That annoying good vibes only culture that tells people to smile through pain and pretend everything's fine? Absolutely not. And this distinction is crucial. Toxic positivity is denial. It's refusing to acknowledge real problems, dismissing legitimate suffering, and slapping a smiley face sticker over something that needs attention. That's not what we're talking about. True positivity is about orientation, not delusion. Seeing the full picture, acknowledging the hard stuff, and still choosing to focus your energy on what you can control, what you can learn, and how you can move forward. It's not pretending the storm isn't happening. It's learning to dance in the rain. Viktor Frankl, who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote that the last of human freedoms is the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. He wasn't being naive. He lived through hell. But he understood that even in the worst conditions, the energy you choose to embody, the meaning you choose to find, that's yours. Positivity isn't about avoiding darkness. It's about not letting darkness consume you. So why does positivity have this power? Because energy is reciprocal. When you show up with genuine positivity, you're not just changing yourself, you're changing the field you operate in. People mirror energy. When you're defensive, others become guarded. When you're open and optimistic, others relax. Opportunities appear not because the universe rewards good thoughts, but because you're more likely to notice them, more willing to take risks, and more pleasant to work with. Your energy also determines your persistence. Negative energy drains you. Every setback feels like confirmation that you should quit. Positive energy refuels you. Setbacks become data, not verdicts. You keep going longer, try more approaches, and eventually you break through. And maybe most importantly, positivity compounds. Every small choice to respond with optimism, to reframe a problem, to encourage someone else, it builds momentum. Your life becomes a series of upward spirals instead of downward ones. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Positivity isn't magic. It won't make bad things stop happening. But it will change how you meet those things. It will change what you see, who you attract, and what you're capable of building. The hidden law of energy is this: you become the energy you practice. And in a world that will give you endless reasons to be cynical, bitter, and afraid, choosing positivity, real positivity, is a radical act. It's how you take back your power. So here's my challenge. For the next week, notice your energy. When you walk into a room, what are you bringing? When something goes wrong, what story are you telling yourself? And when you have the choice, which you always do, choose the energy that builds rather than destroys. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What's one situation where shifting your energy changed everything? And if you want more videos exploring the philosophy behind how we live, hit that subscribe button. Remember, your energy is your signature. Make it one worth leaving behind.